without giving any thought as to what you're putting in your cart, no matter how good or bad it may be? Well, there's a way that you can shop strategically to make sure you're putting only the healthiest options on your plate without spending a fortune. Recently, Layne Lieberman, who spent more than 20 years as the director of nutrition for the King Cullen supermarket chain, gave me some pointers. So, Layne, I find that people don't really know how to shop. First, they're hungry when they come, which is the worst thing you could be because then you buy everything.
Right.
And then they don't know what to buy.
And there's so many products in the grocery store. There's over 30,000 food products today, so it's so confusing to know what to buy for good health.
Well, we can start with fruit.
Yeah, and I think that also being in a natural food market or a farmer's market really makes it so much easier to buy healthy food. Local is important, and also organic. Organic is it's an insurance policy because it is something that's very much regulated by the government.
Good.
And we know that if you're choosing organic foods, you're getting foods that do not have chemical products, no synthetic chemicals, and no pesticides. This is what the bulk of your food should be in your refrigerator.
It should be this. Look at this wall of vegetables.
Right, exactly. And the vegetables should be, are full of brimming with nutrition. I mean, this is where you're getting your antioxidants, your fiber, your vitamins, your minerals, all of the things that your body really needs to stay healthy.
Now, I know you don't recommend a certain diet, but I recommend always raw food, mixed with a little cooked. But in the raw food diet, one of the things we talk about is a wide variety of everything. That you need the colors of the rainbow. So you need yellow peppers, red peppers, orange peppers, yellow squash, carrots. You have all kinds of cabbages and turnips and snips, and especially your broccolis and things like that that are really good for anti-cancer.
And Carol, the other thing that's so important is because certain vegetables do maintain a lot of pesticide residues.
Okay.
Like the ones that you have to really buy, you should buy organic.
Is which ones?
Are apples, cucumbers, celery, peaches, all your berries, especially strawberries, kale, your lettuce, cherry tomatoes, even things like, outside of the produce, chocolate, coffee, because those are grown in other countries where they're very lax.
Where they're very lax.
Yeah.
And things like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got the fruits, we got the vegetables. That we understand.
Yes.
What about breads? So you got lots of different breads. You got Vegianic lentil grains, and you have 7-grain, and you have one of my favorites, Ezekiel bread.
My favorites too, because it's a sprouted grain bread.
You have cinnamon raisin, which is great for dessert.
Yeah.
You have the regular sesame free and regular with sesame seeds.
And I like the English muffins.
I do too.
They're one of my favorites.
Yes. They go very quick in my family. But there's also manna bread, which is down here. Now, manna bread is actually, they say only the crust is cooked. The inside is actually raw. That's why this is in the frozen food section and not over there, because the preservatives are not the same as the preservatives in the regular breads that sit on the shelf for months before they're sold.
Right.
Now, what would you put on your bread?
Oh, I love just putting a smear of avocado, sliced tomato.
Or taking some olives and making a tapenade.
Yeah, that's
a good idea.
Great.
Raw olives, you can get those online if you can't find them in the store. You could do some
natural
nut
butters, which is really wonderful too, because I try to recommend that people eat foods in their raw, more natural state so they don't have packaging. So even getting peanut butter, whether it's, hopefully there's organic choices. Here's organic. And also organic almonds, and you can just make your own, which is great. Less packaging, more natural and fresher.
Yes.
Which always tastes better.
Or you could do one of my favorites, raw cheese.
Let's go down the dairy aisle. I lived in Switzerland, and the Swiss are one of the healthiest populations in the world. They have low rates of obesity, the longest lifespans, and they eat a diet high in dairy, except that their diet has, their dairy is from cows that are pasture raised, that have no hormones or antibiotics, and are with raw milk.
I can get in Italy raw camembert, raw brie, all the soft cheeses raw. And here it's hard to find the soft cheeses, but the hard cheeses you can, like Emmenthal or Manchego, if you like cow's milk or sheep's milk. There's many different kinds of, and it says it right on it.
Yes.
Meats is always a big one. Everybody goes, you eat raw? I'm like, oh yeah, I do tartare and carpaccio. For me, packaged meats have nitrates.
Yeah. Besides processed and prepared meats that are nitrite-free and are made with organic products, there are also fresh meats. These are vacuum packed. And, always look for a leaner cut of meat because lean meats have less pesticides even if they're not organic, because the fat is what retains pesticides and residues.
Oh, okay.
So that's why lean is good. And of course, lean is better with respect to meat because it's lower in saturated fat.
Right, when you cook it, of course. If you can't find it, you can ask your butcher because they can source it out and get it for you.
Yes, that's great.
Great.
Always important to know your sources.
Know your butcher.
Know your butcher.
Get the fresh stuff. It's so amazing. We now have a full meal and we know how to shop.
Yeah, that's great.
Thank you.
Thank you, Carol.
Thank you, Layne. And don't forget, always shop the outer aisles first for the freshest food. Coming up next, some tips on making your pool chemical-free in today's Ask Carol.